Four touch, four touch. Close the space, close the space.
There are over 950 teams playing in this year's USA Cup at the National Sports Center in Blaine. The largest soccer tournament in North America generates about $25 million for the local economy.
It's exciting and there's a lot of energy here in Blaine.
The tournament has welcomed back international teams for the first time since 2019.
When you bring people from different, countries, it adds more energy, vibrancy. You walk the campus and hear all the different languages.
Girls and boys teams from 18 different countries compete against U.S. teams from 22 states, including Minnesota.
Get an American visa, it's a really big miracle.
For coach Rudolf Balazinets, who coaches the 16 and under boys team from Ukraine, getting visas to play soccer in the United States was something unthinkable just weeks ago.
We have here 55 people. It's a soccer team of boys and girls, and plus coaches and parents, so it kind of was really, really tough to get it in the wartime.
The team was helped by two friends from Minnesota who were on a mission.
The idea probably was formed about 10 weeks ago.
Edgar Matson and his friend and former college roommate Peter Waller traveled to western Ukraine to bring back a soccer team.
One of our biggest challenges was getting visas for the boys. And USA Cup helped us, and the U.S. Embassy was very, very gracious in Latvia.
Matson and company had special t-shirts made for the teams.
That's the theme of our trip, is This Is Our Dream.
A dream of hope for an end to the war in Ukraine. Coach Rudolph also happens to be a pastor with a mission to bring badly needed supplies back to Ukraine.
I am not only the coach, I'm the director of charitable foundation Family of Christ, and we are help for refugees, orphans, family in risk. And this is not just about soccer, it's to build relationship and to bring more hope for Ukraine nation.
The Hope for Ukraine Youth Refugee Tour will make stops in Duluth and Rochester next week. Then they'll return to the National Sports Center on Monday, July 25th for a farewell celebration. For more on how you can help, go to sourcemn.org/UkraineYouth.
The primary election is just a few weeks away, and candidates are getting out the vote. This week, candidates running for 2 city council seats took part in a candidate forum.
How have you and might you collaborate with others to get the best outcomes on important issues to benefit the public?
The candidate forum, sponsored by the local chapter of the League of Women Voters, took place Wednesday night in the city council chambers. The 3 candidates for Ward 3 took turns answering prepared questions. There are also 3 candidates running for mayor, but only current mayor Jerry Cook participated. We will be airing the candidate forum in its entirety in the coming weeks on the CTN government channel on cable. It's also on our CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel. The primary election, which is Tuesday, August 9th, is meant to narrow the list of candidates in each race to 2. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you can't make it on Election Day, you can cast an absentee ballot at Coon Rapids City Hall. For more information, log on to mnvotes.org.
Everything in this building is new. We replaced all the furniture.
After working for more than a year on the project, the renovations on the nursing and business building at Anoka Ramsey Community College are nearly complete.
This is one of the skills labs for our students. All of the classrooms here were built with active learning in mind.
All the medical equipment is brand new.
These are Hill-Rom beds. These are in all the hospitals.
Sustainability measures were required on this $16.3 million project, which was funded through the state's 2020 legislative session.
You'll see dots in the glass.
Bird glass was put into a number of windows. All the windows have low E glass, and the lighting used throughout the building is energy efficient as well.
This is the largest room in this new building.
This lecture room holds up to 82 students and can be scheduled for use by a number of departments, not just business and nursing.
We have a lot of technology in these rooms, and it's neat. This is a simulation maternity room.
This project has faced supply chain issues when it comes to technology.
We will not get the technology we anticipated for this building probably until the end of this year.
The new building will welcome students for the fall semester in August. They'll have to use the same technology they have today, while the school waits for the enhanced tech to arrive.
The summer concert series has resumed following a brief break for the 4th of July holiday. Raquel and the Wildflowers took the stage Thursday night at the Coon Rapids Dam. The band out of New York, which formed in 2019, blends the sound of country music with a rock and roll drive. If you missed the concert, watch for it in the coming days on our CTN community channel on cable. 5 more concerts remain this summer. July 14th, Eric Christensen and his support group Play the Blues. On July 21st, it's the New Orleans brass and jazz sounds of the Dirty Shorts Band. And on July 28th, a little polka with the Shimoleski Funtime Band. Moving to August, on the 4th, Ecuador Manta plays Latin Fusion, and the concert series concludes August 11th with the Revolution 5, a Beatles tribute band. Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, July 5th City Council meeting. The Coon Rapids Police Department officially welcomed its new leader this week.
I, John Stanky.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
On Tuesday night, John Stanky was sworn in as the next police chief of the CRPD. Stanky grew up in Coon Rapids and has spent his entire law enforcement career with the department, first as a community service officer back in 1993, and most recently as a police captain. He calls it an honor and privilege to be trusted to lead the police department into the future.
I think you all know I love this community and I love our department. I work in a law enforcement utopia. For an agency staffed by the hardest working, most honest and ethical officers in the business. They make it easy to lead.
Stanky says the level of trust and support that the police department receives from the community and elected officials is second to none. The police department has been successful in receiving a grant from the U.S. Department of Justice. The grant totals $24,000 and will be used to purchase protective vests to enhance officers' safety when encountering civil unrest, training helmets to be used by officers during simulated firearms and active shooter training, and PET scanners to read implanted microchips found in lost animals. The primary election is now just 1 month away, and election judges are still needed. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved the appointment of election judges and set the salary at $11 an hour for regular judges and students, $13 for assistant head judges, and $15 an hour for head judges. If you are interested in becoming an election judge, contact the city clerk's office. Training is provided. And that's a quick recap of the July 5th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel.
So the main mission of the retail cops position is to build relationships with the businesses.
Officer Josh Percola has been on the retail beat at the Riverdale Village Center for just over 2 years.
Theft is our #1 reported crime here in Coon Rapids, so being able to be up here and be on top of it and know the people that are going to be calling 911, it really helps build that trust.
After morning roll call, Officer Percola comes to this new Riverdale Police Substation, a space donated by CentraCorp, which took over management of Riverdale Village 2 years ago. In between paperwork and calls, he helps train store managers, loss prevention officers, and employees.
We also do risk assessment in the businesses, so we talk about cameras, we talk about what to expect when you call the police.
It's been a wonderful situation for everybody.
Senior property manager Ryan Burke says the police presence in Riverdale is valuable, with around 1 million square feet of retail space. But the relationships that have come from this partnership are priceless.
They've appreciated the space, we've appreciated their presence, and it's really come together and tied the knot for a great relationship so far.
The police department recently assigned a second officer along with a police detective to their retail crime prevention team, and it's paying off. Earlier this month, both officers from the unit were assisting on a traffic stop when they noticed clothing with the tag still on. It was determined the items had been taken in a shoplifting incident in Riverdale.
We're just really excited to have a proactive management group up here. We believe, much like CenterCorp does, a thriving retail market in Coon Rapids is vitally important.
As new businesses open in Riverdale, officers will continue to make the rounds to make sure both would-be thieves and store employees know the police department isn't too far away.
You know, once we're starting to go to these businesses, they're like, oh yeah, it's great, we're so happy to have you up here. And that really just helps facilitate that conversation of, you know, what can we do to help? Because we want businesses to stay, and we want people to feel safe, and we want customers to feel safe.
You can see the guard bees will check every single bee that comes in and out of this hole to make sure that they belong in the hive.
Coon Rapids resident Jennifer Pelton has been keeping bees for years.
What we like to see is a nice uniform build like this.
A hobby she first learned from her father growing up.
I really enjoy being outside and just, you know, being in the hive and smelling the hive. It's just something I really enjoy.
This week marks Pollinator Week across the globe, a time to celebrate the valuable services which bees and other pollinators provide to global health.
Honeybees are pollinators, but what I like about beekeeping is it encourages people to see bees as just gentle, safe creatures that they are. They're not like hornets or wasps.
Pelton is one of 2 volunteer beekeepers involved in a pilot program with the city of Coon Rapids.
So here's a white ring outside of the pupa, and those are larvae. Those are the baby bees.
There are 2 test hives on city-owned property. The city's sustainability planner, Olivia Doro Hovland, leads the project.
So we're bringing staff out to see how the hives behave. We're doing research into what other cities allow for when it comes to beekeeping.
Here's some new wax being built out. And right now they are just storing nectar in there, which will turn into honey.
Coon Rapids does not have a beekeeping ordinance, although there's been increased interest among residents to keep bees.
And then at the end of this year, we'll decide what we want to do moving forward.
For years, Coon Rapids has increased habitat for pollinators with native prairie restoration projects in a number of parks and other sites around the city.
If you are interested in helping pollinators, one of the first and easiest steps you can take is to plant pollinator-friendly plantings in your yard. You can start with just 1 flower pot, put a few different pollinator-friendly plants in there, and go from there.
And don't be afraid of the big fuzzy bees.
For more information on how you can help pollinators, check out the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov/pollinators.
Summer fun has begun. The city's Rec on the Spot program has kicked off this week. The program is free and gives kids ages between 5 and 14 a chance to play outdoors and soak up the sun. Since 2019, Rec on the Spot has given kids opportunities to participate in a wide variety of activities. With the high turnout the program is seeing, city leaders are pleased with its success and excited for what the program can grow into.
I'd say this is kind of the highlight program that I've done. I've been at the city for 15 years, and a lot of what I do is I do adult softball and I do other programs. But you know, being able to really engage and get kids into the program that might not necessarily be able to afford or have the resources to get into a pay-for program, this is a great opportunity. Always looking to grow things, do a little bit more enrichment stuff, and maybe have some special days where we might have police or fire or public works or somebody come out and share a piece of equipment with the kids.
Rec on the Spot visits 5 parks throughout the week and runs all the way through August 11th. For more information, visit the city's website at coonrapidsmn.gov.